I just booked 6 trips for next month to go on vacation. I'm only staying with Airbnb. Listen, I pay them, and now they're going to be paying me. Welcome to the newsroom. That's right, I'm going to be buying Airbnb. They're about to IPO and go public on Wednesday, December 9th. Now, because I'm a smart investor, I'm not just going to stay at Airbnb and spend money. No, because I'm retired young, I want to stay at an Airbnb, spend money, but also make it back simultaneously because I'm investing in the company. This is what smart traders do. Now, if you don't know what Airbnb is, you're probably spending too much time overpaying at hotels. Airbnb is a home sharing business. A person just like you can rent out your bedroom, you can rent out your house, you can rent out your basement or your tree house. You can rent out anything you want with Airbnb. Listen, it's an incredible time to be alive because there's so many business opportunities for regular people. We don't have to depend on corporate America, suits, and the bigwigs. No, we could do it ourselves now. We could start our own business, crafting, or painting, or music. Anything you want. You could be an OnlyFan. You could show a little nip and make $1 million now. So we got Uber. You could instantly start a job. You don't have to go through the interview process. You don't have to have a boss. You have a car, you drive, you make money. Turo, another one. You want to rent out your car, you can make money. And now you got Airbnb. You have a home, rent it out. Hopefully it's not a weirdo that wants to look at you while you're sleeping through the keyhole. So preferably rent out the whole house rather than a bedroom. If you hate the 9 to 5 and you haven't tried one of these self-employed businesses, what are you doing? There's so many available. So now we got Airbnb. That's what I'm trying to get to. I went on a little tangent. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this Airbnb IPO. So it's going to be a ticker ABNB for Airbnb. When I was making these notes, it was supposed to IPO at 47 a share. They've recently increased that just today, so I'm going to get into that in a second. So Airbnb is seeking public investments some 12 years after it was founded, a longer than usual time for a startup to stay private. Hey, better late than never is what I say. So to me, Airbnb is a clear pioneer and leader in this industry, in the home sharing space. Just like I said, Uber is the leader in their space. You got Tesla in EV. You got Airbnb in home sharing. So green flags that they are the pioneer and leader in home sharing. I don't know anyone else. If I want to stay at someone's home, I know Airbnb. That's what I know. If I want to get a hotel, I know Booking. So IPO launch. Airbnb finalizes $2.4 billion IPO plan. Revenue is expected to total $3.3 billion this year, down 31% from 2019, but will rise 30% in 2021 and another 40% to $6 billion in 2022. This is Cordwell estimates. So very big estimates, even though they're down 30%. Huge green flags. I mean, most likely they're down because of the pandemic. People weren't traveling as much and vacationing as much. It makes sense. So based on revenue for 2020 estimates, Airbnb 3.3 billion, Bookings 6.8. So Bookings is double. So in turn, or hence, Airbnb should be half the market cap as Booking, right? Which it is. 30 billion versus Bookings, 85 billion. So they are valued correctly. Now, it doesn't look like they're calculating in growth. This is a growth company, momentum company, investors, retail. We're all going to buy it up like crazy. We're going to get to that. Airbnb has 5.6 million listings in 100,000 cities in 220 countries and regions, with more than half of its revenue from outside the U.S. Those listings include 3,500 castles, 2,600 tree houses, and 140 igloos, as well as rooms and houses. Yes, if you want to build an igloo in the winter, you could rent it out. So actually, young people are the bulk of the business, which makes sense. I mean, I can't imagine middle-aged old folks are going to Airbnbs. It seems more like a young person's thing. Hotels seem like, we go to a hotel, we go to the Carlton. Young people are like, I don't care. I just want a bed. I want to go have some fun at this local bar and then just sleep on a bed. I don't need fancy soap and shampoo to go. Don't need it. So the share price has been raised anywhere from 56 to 60. Initially, it was at 44 to 50. I think the average was 47. So much higher share price, over $10 increase. Also, Airbnb is now planning to offer nearly 56.6 million shares versus 56.9 million shares it was initially intending to offer. That comes out to 363,000 fewer shares Airbnb now plans to offer in its IPO. So they're increasing the share price and they're decreasing the amount of shares they're giving it out for us to buy up. A little bit about the CEO, Brian Chesky. Look at this butt nut. He's actually pretty diesel. Nice watch too. I like this guy actually. He's very giving. Actually, I saw this philanthropy. On June 1st, 2016, Chesky joined Warren Buffett and Bill Gates' The Giving Pledge, a select group of billionaires who have committed to give the majority of their wealth away. All right, I actually like this guy. He's not a butt nut. Definitely not. 39 years old, 3.1 billion net worth. All right, American businessman and industrial designer. He's co-founder and CEO of the peer-to-peer lodging service Airbnb. Chesky was named one of Time's 100 most influential people in 2015. So, all right, green flags. Good guy. Also, news that just dropped today, Airbnb is now doing a nonprofit for frontline workers. Very nice of these guys. They're checking all the boxes to say, hey, why wouldn't you buy us? Getting into the actual stock and what is going to happen. How is this thing going to perform? Most important part for us investors, retail investors, we want to know, when do we buy this thing? Where's it going to go? How much am I going to make? So what I did was I did a comparison chart with the 3 biggest IPO stocks that I followed this year: Snowflake, Lemonade, and Palantir. So these 3 stocks were the biggest IPOs of 2020. They came out at the perfect time after Rona started showing a recovery, and this is how they performed. Now, as you can see, they're all lined up, color-coded. They had their initial pops during the IPO, and then they, of course, sell off like they always do. It did its normal waves, and then it went flat for a little bit, so you know what happened? Investors lost interest. All the retail investors, they got goldfish minds. They're like, yeah, bored. Let me go over to EV. Then these stocks were like, they left. Let's go up. Then they all rocketed. Snowflake up 54%, Lemonade up 87%, and Palantir through the roof. I remember I did that video. That was a fun video to do. How was that? All of these stocks that IPO, they go up after retail investors lose interest. Remember that. So let me draw on here, and I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to spike up just like they all usually do, come down, run flat, do some wave action. Retail investors, regular folk, goldfish minds, lose interest, go elsewhere, and this thing goes straight up ballistic, actually off the chart. Now, if you want to know exactly where the bottom is going to be or when I'm going to get in, because I'm going to get at the perfect spot, link is in the description. I do stock alerts. You'll get a bing, a little notification right to your phone. It'll tell you exactly when I bought into this thing, and I'm going to be hawk-eyeing it, watching it from a bird's eye view all day when it IPOs, and I'm going to get in at the perfect price. If you want to know what that is, link is in the description. This is a phenomenal business to be able to be fortunate enough to invest in, especially now during post-Rona market recovery era. Hit the subscribe here if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget that by watching this channel, it does magical things. It gets you a little bit closer to retiring young.